All right, people. Well, that's filling up. We are going today, or why do I keep saying we? I am going today, and I know the reason why I say we, just in case somebody wants to follow along and kind of do their own version of this here. We will be doing a striped bass. I was in Bass Pro Shop last night and was like, you know what? Instead of doing those other two in a bluegill pattern, I am going to do a striped bass. So I'm going to make a few changes. I'm just looking at the color scheme, and the pattern doesn't look too hard to do. I think the hardest part of this is just getting that grayish tint color correct. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't usually wait for people to come in. I just get started, and as they come in, I'll answer questions according to where I am at. I did clean all of my airbrushes finally. That was another reason why I hadn't been on. Between cleaning the airbrushes and all of the lures that I've been painting on live, I finally I finally got most of the hooks on all of those. That's what I was doing last night versus being on live, and I didn't see a purpose of being on live for putting hooks on a lure. I actually just put the TV on in the background and went to town. So today I am doing a striped bass. I was in Bass Pro Shop last night and said, you know what? I'm gonna airbrush a striped bass. I haven't done that before, so that's where we're at. Hopefully, my airbrushes are spraying phenomenally. I did yeah, clean all of them so they're like back to like out of the box new. How are you there? So the very first thing I'm doing is just adding black over the top. It's just something that I commonly do to most of my lures. Yeah, I'm airbrushing. I don't have any other examples around because they're all at home, and I would show you some stuff. But if you want to see what I've been doing, just jump back into one of the other lives that I recently did. I want to say last week because I don't think I did any lives this week. And I knew I was going to forget something when I sit down. I hate when that happens. Get everything squared away. So yeah, this is the fish. I sit there for about 30 minutes last night at Bass Pro Shop studying this one striper swimming around, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Instead of two bluegill, I'm gonna finish these out under the striper pattern. I need to turn on my ventilation system too. All right. Okie dokie. I am going to keep that black out for now. I'm not going to Now I'm gonna clean that brush out. Keep that black out. The next thing I'm gonna do is add the white under the bottom. I need to go get a paper towel. All right. So I'm spraying the bottom half black, top white. I mean, said it backwards. The bottom half white, top black. PSIs are pretty high. The airbrushes that I use are all Badger. This one here is a Sotar. I use all 3 Sotars. It's a 2020 model is what it's called. Fine, heavy, and medium. When I am base coating, this one here, heavy is usually the one that I would use. The other one that I just used, I was honestly just testing to make sure it cleaned correctly. That was the fine. But because of the paint that I'm using for that one, it did not require any reducer or anything of that nature, and I can put it right in the brush. This one here, I reduced it, but I know it's not going to spray out fine, so that's why it's in this one here. Good morning to... Oh, RP. What's going on, man? You know, RP, I went back and watched that live, and you said something, and I completely missed it. I don't know how I missed it, being that your name is in blue. I forgot what the question was, too. And you asked it 3 times. I'm like, how the heck did I miss that? All right, the white's coming out really heavy. So I'm gonna heat set. Nope, I'm not gonna heat set it yet. I'm gonna go back with the black, and just fade it better. Oh shoot. I don't know if it was what paint I used. It could have been what paint I used for that blood technique. It was Saturday when I was doing the blood technique. So we get some of this stuff out of the way. I kind of just started without looking at my station, which is a bit of a mess, which that's what I should have been doing, was cleaning up. I got stuff everywhere. Woo. All right. You got to be cautious with that. All right, so color scheme. I didn't even talk about that. I kind of just jumped into it. Just looking at these fish. Oh no, I know. I said on the koi that they came out nice and it was a nice mix up. I like how you did the stencil scales on it versus the way I did it. All right, so this is what we're doing. This is the grand scheme. Looks simple, can be pretty tricky. It's the colors that I am really worried about. I made that grayish tint. It's like a gray green. And I'm just looking for the bottle. It's almost like what I used on that realistic bass. Ah, got you. All right, so let me put this up top. This is definitely going to be in there. Of course, the white we already did. Of course, the black. Of course, the chrome, which I need to do some research because this stuff here kills a brush quicker than anything else I ever used, and it requires using like an acetone to clean it out really well. That looks like a good color, but I don't know how I made it, and it's dried out, so that won't be part of it. Okay. I may have to make a color here. Maybe not. I think I might have found it. Okay. And the other color that I'm looking at is gray. This was a made-up color, and I am doing striped bass. Right now, I'm just getting everything together. I usually have this stuff together before I start, but this was super spur of the moment. I was gonna do bluegill, but I was at Bass Pro Shop last night and seen them jokers swimming around and said, oh, you know what, I'm gonna try one. I haven't tried one of those. All right, so we got the black on the top, the white on the bottom, and we're gonna do chrome in the faceplate and the entire body, but inside the stencil for the scales, because this chrome is like water. I'm going to turn the PSIs all the way down to about 5. Anything higher than that is just going to spread underneath the yeah, that's spraying beautifully. Okay. It's just going to literally spread underneath the stencil. Alright, so the faceplate, I started with bluegills, and that's where the green came from, but I am going to get rid of that. Alright, faceplate chrome. We're going to now do the whole body in the chrome as well. I use a metal mesh. I don't recommend this. There are so many different things you could use. See if I can find something. So here's an old method of webbing. You could use like onion bags, loofahs, whatever you can kind of get your hands on that looks like a scale. Then there are companies now selling this stuff here that you can make scales from. That's pretty cool. But I prefer to give myself a hard time and go with this. And the reason why I say a hard time, used incorrectly, it will take the I need to heat set that. It will take the color off of your Lord. So I'm gonna set this real quick. All right. I'm just locking this into place. And just got to make sure that that mesh is really tight to the body. I'm not too worried about the head itself. All right. going to spray kind of away from it from a distance as well. Doesn't sound like anything as of the moment, but I am spraying. Empty. I don't know. As of right now, 0. Overall, oh man, I haven't been doing live that long, so I don't know. It hasn't been a lot. How are you there, Thomas? I might try that color scheme of catfish. I'd have to talk to this one guy. I think his name is Bo something. He makes catfish blinks. You don't have to worry about me making any blinks right now. Alright, I'm gonna heat set this one. Yes, I do that multiple times. I wish I could show you some of the ones that I recently did. They're all at home in my shop slash garage thing, and it's putting the hooks on them. All right, so what we're gonna do now is hope for the best. Make sure that this silver created scales. I think it did. Yep. Okay, we're good. There you go. All right. Kind of hard to see, but they're there. There you go. All right. I am going to do the other one real quick. And I'm just looking at these striped bass and seeing how I'm going to have to do the double scale, especially at the bottom. Oh shoot, this needs to be heat set. Crap, thought that would have dried sitting there. Okay. Let me heat set this real quick. Um, Jersey. If you go on Amazon, they have setups. I was just looking at one. Um, some airbrushes. I think it's 3 airbrush and a couple of paints and the actual compressor for like $120. All right, I'm gonna lock this into place. I'm not moving too fast as I'm thinking. I just want these to turn out correct. This is like I said, this is a little bit of a tricky pattern, and I have never done this. The simple patterns seem to be a lot harder to do than the ones with a lot of detail. This thing doesn't have a lot of like hard details. I could see the reason why people would do it where it's just white and they just slap the black lines on it and then slap some black on the top. That would be pretty easy. Alright. I hit it with the chrome. Oh snap, Dan. What's going on, man? I'm just attempting some striped bass now. Alright, I'm gonna heat set that. The thing is, I can't play around with this chrome a lot like I want to. I left my bottle of acetone at home. I feel like a professional mess maker right now. Alright, I'm going to leave that to clean. And I don't know if I should take this off first or heat set it. Alright, I'm going to heat set it real low. Real low, real slow. What other brushes do you own? When I'm doing that chrome, it's at 5. That chrome is water that I'm spraying right now. That's at 5, really low. Probably, honestly, it looks like it's almost at 3. And because of this, the way this metal mesh is on there, I didn't want it to run behind it, and I wanted to create those scale patterns. Anything higher, it's just going to run, and there won't be any scales. Then I also kind of probably messed this one up because of how close I sprayed to the actual thing versus away from it. But we're going to see. You guys are going to get to see it the same way I see it. Let's see if I need to go back. Nope, it looks like we're good. All of the scales are there. All right, so the next color it's going to be an undercolor to create that reflective look. I'm making this up, so hopefully it works. It's a shifter color, green, gold, cold blue. I'm trying to create some more reflectiveness, even though some people say that underwater the fish don't have a reflection, and some cases they do, especially when they're wounded. Alright, let me turn them PSIs up because alright, I'm gonna go up to about 30. So where I'm gonna spray this at is on the body above that line in the actual lure, if you can see it. It's not necessarily needed on the top. I just want to see what it looked like. Thing about this color here, it all depends on where it's being sprayed at, or what color is going to show up. So, for an example, I just sprayed the top over the black just to see. If you can see that, it looks like a greenish tint, which actually doesn't look bad there, but they're not green, so they're like a silver white. So I noticed something as I was messing with these colors here, these color shift colors. What they do is they put dust, glitter dust, in these bottles, and then they use this transparent base. So if you want to make this stuff, you technically can make it. I have made some. I have a few of my own. So what it looks like right now is like a whitish look. But once it dries, that white actually goes away. I'm gonna heat set it. Alright, so when you move it around, it gives that reflectiveness, and I need to hit it again. Yeah, I layer it a lot. You said your favorite brush was the Awada. Which Awada do you have? See, on a day like this, I can answer the questions. Y'all guys aren't asking a bunch of questions all at once. Usually, I miss a bunch of them. People will be asking questions, the same question like 3 or 4 times, and I don't catch it. All right, I'm gonna stick this off to the side real quick, just to spray the other one. A transparent base is also really good at letting you know what areas you actually sprayed. And then once it dries, it becomes clear. I really am hoping that this gray works. All right, I'm gonna spray this one more time. This one has the reflectiveness in it. I like how it's coming out. So I'm gonna do this one. Just another hit of it. Okay, the eclipse. Got you. Appreciate that, Thomas. Alright, I'm gonna do just one more layer of this just to give it the undertone. That I'm looking for. Just made a last minute decision to throw some of this on the yo plate. Not a lot. Just a little. Alright, that one doesn't need to be really heat set. I didn't do that much to it. This one does. The thing I like about the Awadas versus a lot of the other brushes is that needle guard. You can mix in the actual cap just by sticking your finger over the needle guard and pressing the button, and it'll mix the colors how you want. With this one, you got to put like I use a wet Q-tip to create the mix. Alright, so the next step that I'm looking at is this off color. The thing I'm worried about, it's Black Nose Shiner Minnow and the white base mix Black Nose Shiner Minnow. So what I'm talking about, because I'm looking at a picture, I'm not looking at the first, this one in the middle I'm not looking at, because that is like an off blue. I'm looking at the bottom one and the top one, mainly the bottom one. So in the faceplate, right in that area there, it has that color and this color mixed. It's kind of hard to see, but that looks like the undertone with a fade color. So I'm gonna start with this and see how it comes out. Hopefully it's not too opaque. I have. What I used to use was this stuff here. This stuff tears the brush up, so that's the reason why it's brand new, still in the bottle. Come on, let me step out of the way so it'll focus on this. There we go. This company, they have really good color blends, or like what do you call that? Color changes. So like this one. But the thing about it is, it smells horrible. It takes forever to dry. It has been something that I would throw on top to finalize some of the colors to make them look like the fish is wounded or reflective. But I haven't been doing that lately. I stay away from it. It's just so strong. What I'm doing now is just spraying near the top of the body and like right up here. I don't want to spray too far down because this is it is kind of opaque. It's not transparent as I would like it to be. So I'm doing a halfway point and the gill plate, and just along the top. This is creating another layer for my next set of scales. Yeah, I stopped using that stuff. This one's really good too for the the shed pattern because the way it looks. But I just started making up my own. That stuff there is just too strong. It requires too much to clean a brush. It's not worth the money. Well, the end result to the Lord. But that stuff requires like a long time. And I feel like I need to charge more. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I know one thing, after cleaning these brushes, man, they are spraying really nice right now. Alright. I'm going to clean the brush out. Well, create a scale pattern in my fade. With the black nose shinermental color. It's like a greenish. Technically, it is green. The way I think of it is, this color is almost in every freshwater fish. I've said it a few times on other lives. I call it the black nose shinermental because it's an actual fish that looks like this. But I notice it's like in every freshwater fish there is. So what I'm doing now is just creating that look. And then along the body, I'm going to add the scale pattern. This is going to be like an underneath scale pattern. Yeah, keeping them clean's a major thing. Today I am doing striped bass. I'm trying striped bass for the first time. And all of the different color schemes and stuff are kind of tricky. Regularly you could just paint the whole thing white or silver and then just slap some black lines in it, call it a day. But I want to kind of advance the look of them. Alright, this is probably not really visible. Well, there it is. Maybe it is. That is a double scale look, but it will be triple scaled from the gray and black lines. kind of approaching it the way I would a large mouth. No, these paints are water based. Yeah, they're all water based. It's Createx. There you go. I'll show you. This is what I'm doing today. Yeah, big time. I don't know of too many acrylic airbrush colors. I haven't really looked for any either. I don't know what this color shift stuff is. Doesn't say what it is. Yeah, I don't know. But this is some of the best color. If you're learning, this is the best company to start with ever. You see how that's like. That is ready to spray out of the airbrush. FW is ready to spray out of the airbrush. And actually, man, it is acrylic. This is acrylic. I never looked at it. There you go. The black and white that I use are acrylic. That's the only two that snap. Okay. But yeah, this is ready to spray like right out of the bottom onto the whatever you're spraying. So that shut me up. And this entire time I thought everything I had was water based. So that's a little bit backwards then. That acrylic is actually easier to use versus the Createx, because the Createx you have to use reducer and all of that stuff, or just get like a really heavy brush. Oh shoot, I gotta do the other side. Okay. Alright, so this brush is ready to be cleaned. I'm going to clean it real quick while those colors kind of dry. Yeah, I do. I use... Actually, I do it a couple of times while I'm airbrushing. So, like, let's say for instance, I get to a point where I feel like it's like good, and I feel like I'm about to mess up. I will use that sealer, which is like an RC clear coat. It's not designed for like waterproof or anything of that nature. It's definitely not waterproof, but it is scratch proof, and it also helps with, like, let's say for instance I spray a spot and I don't like it. I would I can clean it off. I'll show you it real quick. Actually, you know what? I'll let that sit while I'm showing you that. That one's running out. I don't like that. But yeah, it's just this. Same company, Spastic. Clear coat. It's technically for mirror chrome, but I use it to seal the bait. I want no water, but I don't necessarily need it. I got 7 airbrushes. I think I'm gonna sell one. I don't know which one though, because I only have a 6 holding station. I don't have any more of that nail remover with me, so I'm also just letting those dry while I'm cleaning this brush real quick. All right. All right, man. Appreciate it. It's been an hour already. Let me check this time. So what I use to clean the airbrush itself, water, depending on which paint I'm using. Water for the most part. If it's one of them heavy ones, like the spastic or that color shifting stuff that has glitter in it, I would use sometimes fingernail polish remover. But the thing about fingernail polish remover is once you use that enough, it's gonna kill all of your seal points that comes with the airbrush originally, and you're gonna have to seal your airbrushes with either beeswax or I just used it, plumber's tape, just so that your airbrush would spray correctly. Alright, here goes the next part that I was kind of worried about. The gray in this thing. I'm just hoping that I made that color correctly. So that's what we're aiming for. That grayish look in the head, around the eye, and coming down off the gill plate. Alright, my gray is really watered down, so I'm going to try and just see how it looks first. How are y'all? How are y'all? Alright, so that's the gray under or over the greenish tint. And I'm gonna do it. I'm wondering if I should do those black lines in the top first. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is the black lines in the top first. I'm kind of thinking of how to approach this, just to make sure it's right. You know what's crazy? I have striper scales or a stencil, and I have never thought to use it in this fashion for an actual striper. I use it for other stuff. Bluegill, mainly shell crackers. Give me a split second. I am looking for a striper scale pattern. I'm gonna have to make up something here. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to make up something, and what I'm gonna make up is technically my bluegill scale stencil, and I'm just gonna turn it sideways, and I'm gonna take and tape off some of this smaller lines that I don't need. All right there, how are you from Germany? One, two, three, four, five, six. Only 6 lines, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I'm doing, doing a striper. That's what we're doing now. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one has 7 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 lines on that one. That one has 6. All right. So what I'm doing now is taking those lines and I'm gonna lay this down first, then put my actual stencil so that the lines look like they're in the scales themselves versus just a straight stencil look. But before I do that, this is the part that I was talking about, Thomas, if you're still here, where I seal the actual lure just to be on the safe side. If I don't like how the lines come out, I can clean them off. I can get away with cleaning them off a couple of times before I clean the actual clear coat stuff off. This also gives me an idea of what it would look like. So this is the one side with the clear coat, where you can kind of see the reflectiveness and all of that sweet stuff. This side, it's kind of muted, dull. You can't really see the shininess from the one side to the other. All right, give me a split second, because alright, my window wasn't cracked enough, and I could tell from the way that stuff was just settling versus going out the window. Okay, here we go. Yeah, once I figured out I could do that, yeah, that's been a huge game changer. So before I'll let this one kind of air dry while I do the gray on this one real quick. Alright. I'm gonna heat set this real fast. And then clear coat it as well. We'll seal it. About to run out. Yep, that's all of that. All right. And I am out of the fingernail polish stuff, the acetone. Alright, I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to heat set both of these so we can go to the next step. Where I'm spraying at right now, I am in the capital of PA, Harrisburg. Pretty close to Hershey Park. Yeah, this is coming out pretty nice. I really like that gray over the green to match the color way of this thing. Alright, so here's the part that I'm hoping works correctly. And I noticed with the fins, I mean the lateral lines in this, they go from dark to the light gray. So that's the tricky part that I am worried about. So it's like the top three are like black, and then the next 3 to 4 are like the grayish look. I guess it's because it's going down onto the actual white itself. So I am gonna see what I can pull off, a half and half, and see if it works. I'm gonna turn down my PSIs real quick. I am using the Sotar fine brush. I think that's low enough. All right, here we go. I feel like I should go darker on that top line because the gray is going to go over top of it. All right. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. Oh, I'm putting the wrong thing down. All right. And then my next one, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys. And the reason why I use this mesh and then the stencil to kind of create that there look. And then up close, they are broken. It's not a perfect line, so it looks like it's actually in the scales versus just like a straight black line. So the next thing I'm gonna do is the next three that's further down, that's going closer to the stomach area. I am going to use the gray. In some cases, looking at it, I probably could get away with just faintly using the black, or just going the black real fast to get the look that I'm looking for. But I am going to try it with the gray. Nah. All right. It's not spraying how I want it to. All right, let me turn it up. There we go. All right. Looking again, what I'm going to do before I do that gray line, I am going to take a little bit of the white and scale off the belly on top of that chrome. So not directly in the same location as the chrome, just slid it up slightly so that the chrome and the white breaks up, but gives it that more chromish belly look versus it being just that chrome itself, which is kind of not picking it up, probably because I'm talking. Let's see. It's being difficult there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, so I'll just show you on this one what I mean. This one's like chrome underneath, and I don't want it to just be straight chrome, so I'm gonna break it up with that white first. All right, now we're gonna try this gray, these gray lines, and hope for the best. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go with 3 underneath. I probably should tape off that top just to be on the safe side. One, two, three. All right, here we go. Ooh. I wish that you guys could see it from this angle. Me actually doing it versus me doing it and then showing you. I'm gonna figure it out though. I'll figure it out. All right, I actually like how that came out. So what I'm gonna do now, before I even show you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take that grade down just a little more. Actually, I'll show you guys real quick. Not too bad, not too bad. Broken up effect. And then when I take the white and smooth out right underneath and then onto the actual gill plate itself, we should have a nice blend. All right. Let me actually turn this down real quick because that gray is water basically. And I noticed how it sprayed just now. All right, I'm gonna heat set that. Um, it all depends on what you call a pretty penny. I think of a pretty penny 25. Yeah, but there are people who sell lures for 40, and I've seen actually a what they call a Henkel swim bait for $700. Because I went back to see if I could find that trout because I wanted to paint a trout, but on one of his custom bills, and I guess he stopped doing them, and or somebody's just trying to rip somebody off. But yeah, I've seen them going as high as $700, and then this little guy here is $40 without being painted, no paint or anything on it. That did come out nice. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous. I was thinking, man, this joint's not gonna come out right. This joint is not gonna come out right. But it did. All right. Yes, they do. They do work. This one here, I haven't caught any fish on it personally. In fact, a couple of the lures that I've airbrushed, I haven't caught anything on personally. A lot of the bigger swim baits, it hasn't. That's kind of technically new to me. Throwing big swim baits for smallmouth, I could see if I was targeting largemouth, but where I'm at, it is primarily large smallmouth. I mean, there's largemouth, but Pennsylvania, the Susquehanna that's what it's known for, smallmouth and catfish for the most part. Then the fish of 1,000 casts. But whenever I ship them off to people, man, they send me pictures right away, and I'm just like, I don't know how you guys do it. I'm glad you guys are getting them to work and not actually sticking them up on the wall and saving them as a collection item, which I've seen people do that too. And I'm like, no, I want you to use the thing. All right, so we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna do the 4 lines with the black at the top and then merging down into the gray. I'm just surprised at how well that came out, especially with that reflectiveness underneath. This is one of them ones where I'll do it and not want to sell it. In fact, as I was putting the hooks in all of them last night for the show this weekend, almost had to just stick all of my stuff from my tackle box from Japan and sell that and keep all of my stuff. All right, let me not get too confident because this side is starting to act silly on me. Appreciate it, appreciate it. I don't know how I pulled that off, but I did it. Looks good. This might not go on the site. This might go in the box. What that dude do when he throw that thing, tendonism? That looks amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Alright. Alright. Let's see if I can keep it going. We're gonna go with the gray lines on the bottom. Bottom 3. Let me actually tape this back up. One, two, three. This is the tricky part, trying to get these joints to line up evenly. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Oh, I need to turn that up a little bit, don't I? Oh, I'm tripping. I am tripping. I almost created them lines, and they were just going to be hard lines going through there. I looked up, man. Somebody should have said something. You're supposed to put the scale pattern down first. You guys ain't even saying anything. So what's the importance of the scale pattern being down before the actual stencil? Is to create a scalish look throughout the lateral lines itself. This thing is trying not to spray. Hold on. The helping hands aren't really helping. They're in the way. All right, there we go. I got to give it to him. That gray is looking pretty nice over that green. Alright, I'm going to show you guys this other side. I'm going to clear coat it. I'm going to heat set it first. So I noticed on the other side, on this side, I took the lines all the way up to the gill plate, and then on this side I didn't. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna take some white and go right, almost like how a bluegill has like blue in the gill plate. I noticed with these stripers, it is super white under the gill plate, and then also like under the belly and a little one to the side. I can't believe I did that. You guys aren't helping me. So I was supposed to put down some of this white first to get that grayish look to look better. So this side looks a lot bolder in comparison to that side. And that's because I didn't put the white down. So I need to put that white down and probably redo those two gray lines underneath. See how it's going to act. Alright, so I got to redo those two gray lines, which is fine. Bay, how are you? I seen your latest paint scheme thing that you put out there. Came out pretty nice. So I'm assuming you're in California, bay fishing. Alright, I'm gonna redo those lines over the white, the two. So I did not catch that. Oh, whoa. Almost messed up again. I need gray, not black. Alright. That looks better already. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. So the real question is, no black. I'm not even going to ask. If I was basing it off of the second one, I would go with the black, the one in the middle. But I'm basing it off of these two. So I'm not going to go with the black. So the next step is the fin. The fin looks like a brownish gray look, almost like that greenish transparent look. Alright, let me double check my time too. Okay. Alright, we're gonna do a fin. I'm just looking at what color I want to do. Alright. Gray definitely. But I don't know if I should do gray on the top or the Shiner Minnow. Alright, I'm going to go with the Shiner Minnow over the gray. Alright, pulling out a new brush. Because all of the other ones I don't want to clean out because I'm going to go back to them. We're going to go with the Black Nose Shiner Minnow first. Let me make sure that this airbrush is going to spray correctly. I didn't even see that come out of there. But it's empty. What? Okay. All right. In this case, I'm just spraying like the whole stencil area, all of it, just that. Spraying the whole thing, that whole area on purpose. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gray and do my dark points. Just look at where this one's spotted at. Right. And I'm not going to get to that other one, so I'll leave it alone. Now I'm going to take the gray and just go right to the front area of the actual fin itself, so that will be the fade point. Appreciate that. I hadn't been live for like the past 5 days, and YouTube decided to put me on the back burner, which is okay. This is for people who are going to want to spray a striper in the future. Technically, that's what they are all for. All right. That's the look that I'm looking for there. That transparent fin look. I got these off of somebody. I know it's supposed to represent a what do you call it? I'm gonna call it the wrong company, but I want to say it's Gamecraft. Song 115 or something like that. That I know it's something to that nature. Don't get me wrong. I have the originals around here, but I got these 3 off of someone. All right. We're almost done. Now what I want to do is add the white details in the face and the underneath of the gill plate. I'm just looking at this picture here at the bottom. We're looking at the gill plate. All of that is like super white down here. Right in that area is just white with like scales. Let's see if I can get it closer. There we go. All of the scales that are in there. All right. I think I'm gonna have to clean a brush because this heavy brush is gonna spray out a big line. I don't want the line that big. No, I might be able to get away with that. All right. In this case, I'm going to use my dots and the gill plate, or yeah, in the gill plate, I'm going to use my dots. So there's the face if it shows up. There we go. I think this one might be done. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I need to do. It looks like they have a little bit more gray under the eye and around the eye. So I think so. Yep, there it is. In comparison to the other side. All right, and lady fly tire eye. I'm gonna drop that in there. I think this is the right size. Let me just check real quick. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna super glue this in there because I'm not gonna look for that eye right now. I am not gonna look for that eye right now. I am going to use all right, man. I am doing a striper. Looks good? I think so. or a hybrid bass, I think they call them. Oh, I'm tripping. I need to put the eyes in for that glue dries up. All right, yeah, that is it. I'm gonna hit this one with the clear coat. Let me slap the tail on. That gray tail looks like it's gonna. Is this the right tail? This isn't the right tail. Oh man. That gray tail is for the other. Oh. Alright, I'm not going to try to slide that tail in there right now because I'm going to end up knocking the paint off. Let me clear coat it first. Just spraying some water. What's going on? All right. All right, I'm gonna clear coat this bad boy so we could all take a good look at it and see how it looks. So an empty bottle to the trash. Alrighty. There we go. I like how that greenish tint is in the top area of the body. We got ourselves a small striped hybrid bass. I'm following stripers, but because of how small it is, it looks like a hybrid or a white bass. And we finished that one actually in 2 hours. I was expecting to not finish a lure today, but we finished. Now I know the color schemes and the pattern layout. Can knock this one out or the next one out pretty quickly. I'm going to tell you guys, I appreciate you all for hanging out. And if you are new and you like what's going on and you're learning something, hit the subscribe button, share it. I appreciate the interactions, the likes, comments. Until next time, which will probably be tomorrow, peace out.